Hello there and happy Friday. Since it is Friday, I just wanted to finish off the week with a little bit of a happiness tip, and today's tip is on how to be happier right now. So there are 7 simple steps that you can take today and every day following that will help you be a little bit happier in the moment and will help you appreciate the little things and appreciate your present so that you can get the positive vibes to attract more positive future. Okay, so where's my, oh, here it is. Okay, so the big mistake with happiness these days is that we've jumbled our way of thinking. So instead of starting with the most important thing, what we start with is work. We start with focusing on the fact that we have to do great work, and when we do great work, we'll have big success, and then when we have big success, that's when we'll be happy. Okay, for us, happiness is at the end of the equation, and so it's very hard to appreciate things when the first two aren't going very well. It's very hard to be happy when work's not going so great and you don't have big success. So how can you keep the positive vibe going? Right? And that's just by rewriting the way you think. And that's to start with being happy first. So the more you are happy, the more you start and lead with happiness, the more great work you'll produce, and thus the bigger success you will find. So it's just a matter of rearranging the way that we think about it. Okay, so when you think to yourself, well, my work's not going so great, so I'm not happy, think I need to get happy with either myself, with what the little things that I'm accomplishing, or with what little things that I've accomplished in the past. There's got to be a way to be happy first in order to get the motivation that you need. So a lot of people are like, well, I'm not motivated. It's because you're not pushing yourself to be happy and to find motivation. Nobody's motivated. It's all a choice. Okay, it's all a choice. From here, I just want to go on to the big 7. So these are the big, easy 7 steps you can take to be happier today and moving forward. Okay. I'm going to talk very briefly about each of them, and the color coordination has to do with nothing. I just like the way it looked, okay? So I'm going to start off with the 20-minute replay, and that's essentially just spending 20 minutes a day writing in a journal about a positive experience within the past day or couple of days. Okay, if you don't do it every day, whatever. Try to aim for 5 days a week or 4 days a week. Try to aim for more days than less days. But essentially, when you do this, you're replaying the positive experience in your head. So essentially, you're replaying that happy moment. So you're giving yourself happiness, okay? I guarantee if you spend 20 minutes writing about a happy experience, there's no way that you can't be happier after you're done, okay? The next 3 walks, essentially to be happier, exercise, get out there. As little as 3 walks a day, or 3 walks a day, 3 walks a week, 30 minutes a walk can help to improve things like clinical depression, okay? So if you are not clinically depressed, then I'm sure 3 walks a week will do mountains of help for you. And if you are, still get out there and do those 3 walks a week for 30 minutes a day. Okay, that's all you really need. It does not take a lot. That's the minimum, right? You do more, you get more happiness. It's really up to you. From here is random acts of kindness, okay? And random acts of kindness is a super important one because it's actually been proven. They've done a bunch of studies. The scientists have done a bunch of studies essentially, and they've proven that random acts of happiness random acts of kindness are the single most effective thing to improve temporary happiness. So if you are upset or you're having a bad day, go and do something nice for someone. I don't care what it is, if you're holding the door open, if you're paying for a coffee, if you're letting someone cut you in line because they're running late, whatever it is. Any small act of random kindness, honestly, is the best way to feel happier. It's suggested to do 5 a week. There is no too many, okay? No too many. There can be too little, obviously, but there's no too many. And random acts of kindness are so important, and they're so good at helping with happiness because essentially it makes you feel appreciated. It makes you feel loved, and that's a big reason that people are not happy because they just don't feel appreciated or loved, and it's important to feel that. And everyone should be appreciated and loved because everyone is awesome in their own way, and sometimes we just forget about it and we lose sight of our awesomeness, so we need other people to remind us of that sometimes, okay? The next one is a complete unplug, words. A complete unplug. So after work, super important to take time for you to unplug, turn off your phone, turn off social media, do whatever it is that you do or need to do to recharge yourself, whether it's meditate, do some yoga, watch TV, snuggle with your partner, whatever the heck it is. it's important that you do it, because when you don't do it, you're emptying out your cup and you're not refilling it, and then that's how you drown. Like, I'm talking about cups and water and drowning. Okay, it's essentially like you're deflating your balloon and you're not refilling it, so you're not going to fly. Okay, that's what I like to say, is if you keep giving air to other people from your balloon, how the hell do you expect to soar? And that's just something you need to be real with yourself, and ask yourself if you're spending enough time recharging yourself. And some days you might need more, some days you might need less, and that's all a personal choice. It's just super important that you take it. Okay, from there, hitting flow. So hitting flow essentially is when you're like totally in the zone with something and you're being challenged and you're demonstrating skill. So this is like basically taking your skill and your like awesomeness to the utmost of its potential, and it's essentially self-success. So this is another super great way to improve your happiness, because it is just proving to you through self-doing that you are awesome. So random acts of kindness helps to remind you through other people how awesome you are. Hitting your flow basically proves to you through your own action that you're a badass. So it's basically self-satisfaction, self-fulfillment, self-success. So hitting flow is super important, and you can hit flow as much or as little as you want, but the more you do it, obviously the more you're going to feel better about yourself, because you're proving to yourself that you have what it takes to do the things that you want to do, right? Moving on, 2 minutes of meditation. So you don't need a lot of time to meditate. Literally just sit in the dark or sit with your eyes closed and count your breathings for 2 minutes, and just let nothingness take over, and just be in the moment. Be in the moment presently, in mind and in body. So that's one of the most important ways to progress, to get better at something, is to be present in mind and body. So to progress within yourself, you have to be present in mind and body. So just take a minute, reflect, and just try not to think negative thoughts, right? Even if you don't believe yourself when you're telling yourself positive affirmations, 2-minute meditations and affirmations are the best way that you can rewire your brain for happiness or for anything, okay? And finally, the last thing is gratitude. So think of things like 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for every day. Maybe it's 5 things a day and you're just writing down the thing that you're grateful for. Maybe it's 1 thing a day and you're going into like a huge hoopla blog about why you're grateful for that thing, okay? Figure out how best works for you, but figure out things that you are grateful for every single day. Think about it, and remember that there's always something else to be grateful for. So the more you appreciate what you have now, the more you are going to attract better things in the future. Okay, and that's it. I believe that is all I wanted to say for today. It is Friday. Happy Friday. And that's your happiness tips for today. I hope you have a great weekend and a fabulous and safe day. Enjoy the weather. It looks like it's a sunny day out there right now. And thank you for joining me. Thank you. Bye.